everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Booster Gold, Day of Death. Take a look at this comic cover right here. Now, Booster Gold, Day of Death has about 3 stories in it. 2 short stories, and then the main story arc, the Day of Death story arc. Now, I'm not going to bother talking about the short stories at all because, really, they're not necessary. They're not worth pointing out. Although, one of them is actually pretty funny, especially at the ending, making a few Happy Day references. But the main story is actually the Day of Death story, which deals with Batman. Now, obviously, Bruce Wayne is gone, thrown through time, and now Dick Grayson is Batman. Booster Gold is sent by Rip Hunter to go retrieve the pictures of him saving Barbara Gordon from Dick Grayson. While this happens, Dick Grayson intervenes, and Booster and him start talking up about what relationship Bruce Wayne Batman had with Booster Gold. While they're talking about this, the Black Beetle shows up and kills Dick Grayson in the past, while he was on the Teen Titans. Booster Gold needs to go back in the past and prevent this. So the real question is Booster Gold able to prevent Dick Grayson's death? And if he's not able to prevent Dick Grayson's death, what kind of future does that hold for the rest of the DC Universe? Well, you're just going to have to read and see. So on to the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. Well, one thing I like about the Booster Gold comics is it feels very much a comic book for the comic book fan. Not only does it kind of take a look at the whole entire DC Universe, past, present, and plausible and possible futures, it's the fact that it has a very comic book perspective, or a comic book reader perspective. Booster Gold is really very unaffected by DC events. He feels as though, the death of Bruce Wayne is probably just something that's happened, and eventually it'll just get undone or something along that line. Same thing for us comic book fans. We see the death of Bruce Wayne, we know it's just going to be undone. So it has a very interesting perspective in that. I don't know if I can explain it quite right, but it's a good thing, so I can say that much. Booster Gold is as good as ever. Dan Jurgens is really starting to hit his stride with the character again. He started off kind of slow in the previous 2 story arcs. See, Dan Jurgens is the man that created Booster Gold, and he did his original ongoing series. And then he helped on with the Jeff Johns stuff, and then he started to take control again with Reality Lost. I felt as though the handle of the character was okay, but wasn't quite what Dan Jurgens had before. Now the character is starting to hit his stride again, which is nice. I like to see Booster Gold go back to his original self. Another thing is that this Black Beetle character is really starting to get interesting. I really want to see who this character is. He's really turning out to be a cool bad guy. And I really hope that they do at least 2 more story arcs, really divulging into the Black Beetle. What is his motives? What is his thinking? What causes him to do what he does? Because he's really a cool bad guy. And the story is pretty solid. I really like the alternate future that they put in there. If Dick Grayson is not alive, what happens if Booster Gold fails? So that's pretty good too. Downside. Well, it feels like Dan Jurgens, or just the Booster Gold comic in general, really likes to deal with Teen Titans and Dick Grayson. It feels as though, at least in previous story arcs, that they go back to the Teen Titans and alternate histories and stuff like that. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's only one other time that it happened, but it feels as though they really like to do stuff with the Teen Titans. Which I'm not complaining, because you guys all know how much I love the Teen Titans, but it would be nice to mix things up. I want to see Booster Gold kind of do some time-altering stuff with maybe Wonder Woman, or with, Superman, or it would be even interesting to do some stuff with Justice Society as a whole rather than just one member. But it really just focuses on stuff we've already dealt with. So it's like if we did another Blue Beetle story arc. We've done a few Blue Beetle story arcs. So, and of that, it's really not that original when it comes down to the characters that are included. But that's about the only downside, really, and it's not really a huge downside because it doesn't dampen the comic. It would be nice that, Booster Gold is a character that kind of goes throughout the DC Universe. It would be nice for him to do other DC comics and characters. On the whole, whether you should get it, well, this is just like every other Booster Gold comic. If you're a Booster Gold fan, then you're going to love this. This really starts to pick up the pace with the Black Beetle and actually making him into a great villain. I was starting to get worried that, you can only do so much with time traveling and fixing the DC Universe. without having a bad guy, and at least they threw a bad guy in there, so Booster Gold has to chase his tail to get him and to stop him. So this is actually better than Reality Lost. This is probably not quite as good as Blue and Gold and 52 Pickup, but this is still good. This is really Booster Gold getting better. It's a good title. So Day of Death, I recommend picking it up. Definitely good. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.